We are Mike and Jeannie, and we restore old houses. In 2021, we moved to South Carolina and bought a 120-year-old Victorian house. Follow along as we put the polish back on this Victorian masterpiece.
Welcome back to 1834 Restoration House. It's been a week since we saw you guys. Wow, that grass grows really fast. I think we may have to mow it more than once a week.
Yes.
Wow. So we have a surprise for you as well. We got a P.O. box, mainly because we're hoping to get some merchandise and we can send it out to you guys as you want them. And you can send us correspondence if you'd like. The P.O. box is 198 Donalds, South Carolina, 29638. I'm excited about it.
We have some exciting merch coming up. We've talked about this in the past, and now we can move ahead with that now that we have a post office box. We are absolutely blown away by the outpouring of love and support from you guys. Watching the channel from not just here, but all over the country, all over the world, in fact. We've gotten comments from people from the Netherlands, Brazil, Germany, all over the place, and just the outpouring of love and support for what we're doing here, and for us personally, we're just blown away by that. So thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. So what are we going to do today?
Today we're hopefully going to finish cleaning up the yard, getting some of these branches, those low-lying branches, cut down, and
Like
hopefully getting the yard mowed.
Yes, hopefully. You can see the tractor already looks like it's sitting in a jungle. It's only been sitting there 1 week and it's just gone crazy. It's almost like I didn't mow anything. But we're in the South, and it is what it is. So
It grows fast.
it grows fast. We're also going to try to work on this mystery structure. We have no idea what it is. We'll keep working on that. We have some more tack strip work to do inside and try to get that finished. So lots to do. Let's get busy.
It's already muggy.
It is very muggy.
It's early in the morning, and I don't think the muggy ever went away.
No, it's really sticky. High humidity,
Yeah.
very warm.
Wow.
It never really got cold overnight like it does in a lot of the country.
Welcome to the South.
And watch your step.
Yes. These trees were not planted here on purpose. They just kind of started growing up every which way. So we're going to take these out. Main reason is because this is where I want to put the driveway that'll go back to the workshop once Mike gets that built. Some of them break off. I think most of these will have to be cut now.
I hooked the chain around the tree, and then I'm hooking the other end around the tractor in hopes that if we give it a good hard yank, it might come loose. Oh. Okay. Do it again. A little bit. It turns out this tree is too well established, the roots are too deep, and the soil is too dry. The tractor just doesn't have enough power to overcome all that. So we're going to go ahead and cut it down as far as we can for now, and we'll deal with the roots later, and maybe it'll just rot in place. Timber. Timber, timber. It's time to take a break from working and start filming a little bit. So this big brushy thing, we got that cut down. My hope is that it'll just die and then rot in place. Otherwise we'll have to come back and dig it out. But we did get that gone. We did a good amount of trimming here, so now we can get the tractor under there and clear the rops and still be able to mow the grass. And it opens it up a little bit so that the sunlight will come in a little bit and help the grass grow. We took a couple of trees out of here that were growing in the mother tree, and that was kind of interesting. We do have one more tree here which we need to cut down, but that's going to be a job for a chainsaw, which we don't currently have. This pipe here, somebody hung on a branch years ago, many years ago, and has since grown in and become part of the tree, so we're going to have to figure out how to remove that. Over here we cut some more stuff out, so now we can get the tractor through here. And we're currently working on this section here, which is going to require some pretty aggressive cuts, unfortunately. But this is one of those spreading trees that grows sideways instead of up. And unfortunately the trunk decided to grow in the direction of where the lawn is. But we'll get that taken care of. So anyway, that's where we're at now. If a branch is thin enough, you can actually hook this on there like so and pull the cord and lop it off.
There's a lot of vines on this tree here and up there, so I went around and clipped a bunch of them. We'll just have to keep our eye on those.
They're really aggressive and they climb up in trees and they'll strangle them to death.
Yeah.
There's an invasive plant around here called kudzu, and you can tell places that are abandoned because they've completely taken over and it completely blankets every tree and bush.
Thankfully these vines are not kudzu, but
Right.
they're still deadly to trees.
As far as we know, we don't have any kudzu on the property.
Now it's time to get to this bad boy. Let's take it out.
Yeah, let's take this thing out.
Many of the subscribers or commenters have mentioned an electric chainsaw. What do you think?
I don't like electric tools, and this is why. Because you either have to pull an extension cord out a long distance, or you have to maintain batteries and chargers. And I just don't like the idea of having a whole bunch of different batteries and different chargers around the place. I would much rather use a gas-powered tool because it's more portable, and I don't have to worry about maintaining a certain battery system.
We have a hard time maintaining battery systems.
Well, here's the thing. They keep changing them. Every couple of years they come out with this brand new battery system that's better, and then they start discontinuing the old, and now you got a problem. So I'd rather not get on that rat race. 2-cycle gasoline is what we've used for years and years and years. It works great. It's cheap. It's easy to use. Okay, let's cut this thing out.
All right.
You got a live one there.
Oops. There we go. Do you need that other one out too?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of like pickup sticks. You have to strategically choose which one to cut first to get to the others.
I see the vine pins right there.
Yeah.
You want to pull those?
Yep.
Those vines right there, and I'll see if I can grab them.
Yeah. Go ahead and cut that. Don't worry, we checked to make sure it wasn't poison ivy. All right, let's see if that comes out. Yeah. There we go. I can start to see back in there a little bit, and it looks like this is a tree that has grown into the bricks. It's kind of hard to see, but that tree is right up there against the bricks, and we'll have to cut that out with a chainsaw.
We are slowly getting there. Mike went inside to do a little bit of research, figure out what kind of chainsaw we really want. Hopefully he'll figure that out really soon, because we've already had a pretty good idea. And then we're gonna go get one, because there's no way we can get all of that out without a chainsaw. So let's keep pulling and working on this. Ah, nice big one.
We've been reading all your comments for the last couple weeks, and the thing that keeps coming up again and again and again and again is you need to buy a chainsaw. So we took your advice and we got a chainsaw. So we'll be using this for some of the bigger limbs. The small stuff we can still use loppers and whatnot, but now we have a chainsaw. It's a steel, and I just filled it up with bar oil and got the gasoline in there with the 2-cycle mix. Kind of got it looked over, and I think it's ready to start for the first time.
Got it. Whew. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? You did it, my love. We got most of it out.
Well, that chainsaw made fast work of a tough job. What we're going to have to do, I think, is take this pile of brick and rock back here and take it apart, get it out of the way, and then start surgically dismantling this tree, starting with the limbs and then trunking it down. And finally, when we get down here, we're going to have to be super, super careful to make sure we don't hit the blade on the rocks or the bricks. Our mystery structure is starting to reveal its secrets. So here's a pipe right here that comes out of the brickwork. This comes out of the tower. So water must have come through this pipe and down into this trough right here. The question is, what was the trough used for? Have you ever noticed in life that things sometimes just work out perfectly? Well, a couple of days ago, we sold our washer and dryer. We put them on Craigslist. Somebody came along and bought them. So we took the money from that, and we were able to buy this chainsaw today. Totally. So you guys were spot on when you said buy a chainsaw. I just got back from mowing the entire property, and I have to say that all the work we did, limbing up the trees and getting things cleared out, was a huge help. So I was able to get through a lot of tight spaces where I couldn't get last time. But apparently we missed one because I was going around a corner and all of a sudden a tree came down on me. Well, a tree limb actually. But we'll cut that up, and thanks to the ROPS here, we don't have to trim it. While I was out mowing, Jeannie was working here around the mystery structure, and she noticed a couple of interesting things. The first of which is right here. This seems to be an entryway, almost a step, to get into whatever this was. So maybe this was an entrance. Perhaps more compelling is this wall here. So you see how the mortar is kind of squeezed out here. That happens when you mortar up the bricks and you shove it in place. Mortar will squeeze out. But look at the pattern here. First of all, they're flat, which means that there was something here to push back against the mortar being squeezed out. So something existed here behind this wall. But look at how the pattern is. You see it angles out like this, and then it steps in. And then it angles out like this, and then it steps in. That's the pattern of siding. So there was something here at one time, right where I'm standing, that had wood siding on it. So there was more to this structure than we initially thought.
Now that we've cleared enough debris to be able to see the structure, let's go over what we do know so that you guys can help us figure out what this was. We have brick cornerstones here, and there is a remnants of brick cornerstone right here as well. So this is about how big this side was. You can see the stone slab. It's just a slab. There's no indention in there. And we have the two wooden doors here that open. Ah! It moves. It falls off. It looks like there is a shelf in there. Can you guys come and see that? So there's a shelf in there. Can you see that? The other side is set up better with a shelf. So along here we have the bricks, and there's mortar on it. And it looks like it stopped right here because it kind of comes up a little bit. And then over here we have looks like an entryway, because again, mortar here. And we have this over here with the two galvanized tubs. But it only goes down about, well, you can see, it's about 1.5 feet maybe. And then over here, we have, it looks kind of like a trough with a pipe coming out. But the pipe, where does it go to? Does it go to the trough or does it go down below? And then here we have the imprints of where the wood siding may have been. So, what do you guys think? Could there have been another building? Could there have been an extra big building? What could this be?
Well, that was a lot of work taking all this stuff out of here. We're still not done, but we've got it cleaned out to the point where we're pretty satisfied for the moment. One of the biggest goals of why we're out here is we want to get the land cleaned up enough that we can mow it and keep it maintained with the tractor. The next thing we need to do now is take out the clothesline, and it's in pretty bad shape anyway. It was half fallen over and just in bad condition. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out, and that will enable us to mow this swath here.
And one more time, ready?
Yep.
Okay, again, ready?
Yep.
Nope, maybe wiggle it about.
This post was in worse shape than we thought.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right, ready?
Ready.
Oh yeah. Again. There it is.
We got it.
Okay.
So I just had to find out, does that pipe actually go to the tin pans? I just had to. So I climbed up there and I was able to pull the inner pan out. It's got a bunch of soil in there. And the pipe in the other tin is connected. Check that out. You see that right there? There it is. So another thing we found was that there's a shelf. Goes all the way back that way. And then this part is deeper. I don't know how deep, I haven't gotten to the bottom yet, but it is deeper. And look what we found. Looks like it may have been used as a clothesline. We're getting there. Okay, we're not getting there. We got stuck. It's not gonna happen. We got a lot accomplished in the backyard. We got it all finished for what we needed to do. Our goal was to get it to the point where we could mow it. And that is done. So we didn't get much else done this weekend. It's just too hot out there. And many people have said, it's too hot out there, wait till fall to do the rest. And they're right. So if you like this little adventure we're on, join us on our next episode. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.